In total, since June 2015, according to the data of the site made as and other resources, more than 1,943 import substitution projects have been implemented in Russia. As of October 2023, 19 projects have been implemented. So, in Krasnoyarsk, a new plant of the Magnetic Hydrodynamics Research and Production Center was opened. The company plans to produce import substituting equipment and components of its own design for non-ferrous metallurgy. The launch of the new plant will make it possible to manufacture products for the production of non-ferrous metal alloys and non-ferrous metal products. The product range includes stirrers, mixers and furnaces for metallurgy, as well as electric heaters, refractory products and wire for the aerospace industry. According to the director of the enterprise, our technology allows us to create domestic analogs and fully replace the wires produced by the French company for internal installation of onboard electrical network in aircraft. Thanks to the new facilities, we will be able to bring to the market new high-tech products that are at the stages of scientific development and laboratory samples. The plant plans to increase production of liquid aluminum filters for industrial enterprises. It's a completely import substitute product. Previously they were only made in Japan. Students of the Siberian Federal University have taken as a basis the developments of the students of the Siberian Federal University. Pulsar NPP started producing the first domestic photomodules on a crystal for high-precision weapons. The Optic Energo facilities have launched a foundry and a cable production shop. As part of import substitution, the new workshop will produce cables for telecommunication equipment. The cable is designed for use in the operation of base stations of foreign manufacturers of telecommunication equipment Nokia, Ericsson and Huawei. Currently, due to the sanctions policy, this cable is the only alternative for connecting base stations to power sources. Seversteel started production of cryogenic valves. This is a new product of the cryonics line, which retains its properties at temperatures up to -165 degrees Celsius and is unique for the Russian metallurgy. Until now, Russian companies had to import cryogenic valves of this class. Therefore, the use of domestic technologies contributes to the development of import substitution. Sitemd opened an import substituting production of ingredients for the cosmetics industry. Investments in the opening of the new direction exceeded 100 million rubles. According to the company, production of 3 peptide assets was launched at the Novorlevskaya Special Economic Zone in St. Petersburg. The production capacity of the plant is 50 tons per year, which corresponds to 1,500 tons of already finished cosmetic products. Gazpromneft Lubricants started production of high-tech lubricants for suspension bridge structures. Based on the results of the tests, the company will start serial production of products for maintenance of cable-stayed structures. More than 20 structures of this type have been built in Russia. Among them are the Russian and Zolotoy bridges in Vladivostok, Yugorsky in Surgut, Zhivopizhny in Moscow, Bolshoy-Obukovsky and across the ship fairway in St. Petersburg. The expertise of Gazpromneft specialists and technical documentation developed under the project will be taken into account in the development of Russia's first GOST for cables for mechanical engineering. Rostec State Corporation's Roselectronics Holding has completed the development of operational amplifier microchips for industrial electronics. The novelty will make it possible to replace such foreign-made components in the maintenance of existing equipment, including those involved in critical industries, as well as in the creation of new products. Ishhesk Heat Equipment Plant, part of the Rusclimate Trade and Production Holding Company, is increasing production of import substituting products in the Vladimir region and launching serial production of new industrial water heat fans. Rostec State Corporation's Roselectronics Holding has developed marking lights for power lines located near airfield glide slopes. They are mounted on high-voltage wires between power line poles and at night help pilots keep a safe course during takeoff and landing. The products will allow them to port substitute foreign analogs. A pilot batch of lights has already been successfully tested in the Leningrad region. The marking lights have been proactively developed by the Plasma Research Institute of Gas Discharge Devices, which is part of Roselectronics. By 2025, about 12,000 marking lights will be required within the framework of the program of modernization of Russian airports. Taking into account the withdrawal of the main foreign manufacturer from the Russian market, Plasma is ready to replace that volume. A modern complex for the production of non-woven materials was opened in Kiryesk, Tula region, on the territory of the Uzlovaya Fez. The new plant will supply the Russian market with high-quality non-woven materials, allow to substitute similar imported products in the market and reduce Russia's dependence on macroeconomic conditions in international commodity markets. A new Tritochki manufacturing plant for the production of telematics equipment for automakers has opened on the territory of the Oral Special Economic Zone in the Emtsensky district of the Oral region. The company is engaged in production of telematics equipment and GPS/GLONASS equipment for transportation monitoring. The project is implemented in the instrumentation and electronics industry. This includes assembly of printed circuit boards, contract assembly of electronic devices, production of analogs of imported devices and individual components, development of IT solutions for leading international car companies. A facility for processing pork mucose has been launched in the Kursk region. The new project provides for the processing of pork mucosa of the small intestine of pigs with a capacity of up to 40,000 tons per year in the production of the following products: the initial form of pharmaceutical heparin in concentrated form with a capacity of 70 tons per year. Feed hydrolyzed protein with the volume of 8,000 tons per year. The plant's main product, an initial form of pharmaceutical heparin, will be included in the production chain of such a vital drug as pharmaceutical heparin, used as an anticoagulant in surgical operations, in the treatment of pneumonia and as an antithrombic agent in heparin ointments. The Heparinus plant is Russia's first high-tech facility for the deep processing of pork mucose. Now, thanks to the new plant, the entire volume of mucose previously exported to Europe can be processed in Russia to produce high-value added products. Plastcor has launched serial production of innovative polymer modifiers to improve the performance of asphalt pavements in Kingisepp, Leningrad region. The universal modifiers for asphalt concrete mixtures developed by the company have no analogues in Russia and in neighboring countries. The Mechatronics Industry Competence Center in Ozersk has started production of mechatronic stations. These are models of automated production lines, which are used to improve the professional skills of technicians and training of students of technical colleges, as well as during professional skill championships. Previously, foreign-made stations with German components were used in Russia. The production of metal profiles for double-deck passenger cars was localized in Torzhok. KSC Metalokomplekt has commissioned its own complex for laser welding of metal profiles. The new equipment made it possible to localize the production of side wall bearing profiles for double-deck locomotive traction cars. A new Russian-made high-tech complex was purchased as part of the strategy for the development of technological sovereignty within the perimeter of the group of companies and installed at the welding section of the KSKMK production site in Torzhok. The FLCPM2 10000 is equipped with a high-power laser, an optical welding head for horizontal welding, and a digital interface that allows the machine to be programmed to weld a specific type of profile. A modern plant for production of hydrogen peroxide was launched in Chuvashia. Volskaya Peroxide, a member of Orgsantez Group, organized the first and the only Russian production of hydrogen peroxide using modern anthraquine technology in Novocheboksarsk, Chuvash Republic. The new plant will make it possible to almost completely replace imports in meeting the needs of the pulp and paper and textile, chemical, mining and metallurgical, medical, perfume and cosmetics and food industries. The total investment of Org Synthesis Group in the new high-tech production facility amounted to 11 billion rubles. Technoplant has introduced a complex for the production of stone wool substrates. It was introduced in Krasny Sulin. The cost of the project is almost 500 million rubles. By completing the project within a tight deadline, Techno Nicole opened a high-tech complex on the Don. Modern Russian equipment with fully automated production lines has been installed. Don Agro Materials will replace imported analogs in the volume of up to 15% of the market in Russia. Production of a gel developed at the Omsk State Medical University OMGMU for restoring tooth enamel and developing caries resistance in children was launched in Omsk. According to the developers, the gel is 6 times more effective than imported analogs. A new plant for the production of shut-off valves capable of operating in extremely high and low temperatures was launched at the site of the production holding Kingisepp machine building plant in Nevsky district of St. Petersburg. The operating temperature range of such fittings is from -196 to +1100 degrees Celsius. The first case involves LNG production and hydrocarbon extraction in permafrost conditions, while the second involves fuel fabrication at refineries. Previously, such fittings were imported from other countries, including through parallel imports. A total of 19 import substitution projects have been implemented for October 2023.